I've been waking at 10 missed calls. Another email that I ain't replied to.
Yo, what's going on? I go by the name of Bison Briggz, one of the co-owners of Premier Battles alongside Shotty Horror. This is the Premier Battles podcast, what we started while we are all in lockdown, just talking about the scene and the way we can change things and make it better going forward as we do come out of lockdown and events start happening again. Today, though, I am joined by one of probably the most prolific names in UK battle rap. Has been around pretty much since the birth of post WRCs. I don't even know if he was around at that time, but I remember this guy being one of the first people I ever watched step into a pit battle. Sensa, what's going on, bro? You good?
Yeah, man, I'm good, mate. I'm good. Yeah, I haven't probably spoken. We haven't spoken like this properly. I don't know if ever.
Yeah, only ever briefly, really. We've spoke on the phone a few times and at events, but yeah, never really chopped it up between us both.
Yeah, man. No, it's good. It's good. It's a good time to do it, isn't it? There's not too much going on.
Yeah, that is this sort of lockdown thing has just let us do things we've always wanted. Like the podcast, we've always had the idea of doing it, but having time is just none at all. But it's good that we get the chance to do it. I spoke to Pamphlet the other day as well, who I've not spoke to for ages, so good to speak to the boys, like the people who were there before it went viral, and they're still there now, sort of plodding along.
Old school shit, mate. Speaking to Pamphlet and then Sensa, just going back. You know.
It's interesting to see the perspective on battle rap from people of that sort of generation of it, and then speaking to people who have come through since the Shotty Lunacy, Mark Gris blow up, and the way they see the scene is completely sort of the opposite to the way we did.
Yeah.
Did you do the WRCs, or was you sort of after that?
No, I didn't do the WRC, and for a long time I was really pissed at myself that I didn't do it because at the time when Archaic was doing the jump off, I was doing freestyle battles on beat in the same club that Sam used to do them in. So we used to battle each other. And I was freestyling a lot. And then the call came that it was happening. And I hadn't been on stage rapping before, apart from these little freestyle battles. And I just didn't feel confident enough to do it, to be honest with you. And then I saw them doing it, you know, him and Kool-Aid. And yeah, I just, even when the second one came around, I just didn't feel that I was ready to go for it, you know.
Do you think you would have adapted in the freestyle sort of era better than you did to the writing, or?
I don't know, man. Like the freestyling, I feel that I'm confident and quite adept at doing, and I'm happy, you know, enter any freestyle battle any time. It's more fun for me. I enjoy it a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know. The WRC format's difficult because you've got so many battles in one day, so it's fine. Like I could stand a freestyle battle on you, but then if I've got to do it like twice, you know, you sort of run out of ideas and run out of how many times can you look around the room and reference something.
Pick someone's t-shirt out and shit.
Exactly. And after a couple of battles, everything gets dry and everything's already used. So I don't know how I would have done, but I'm a little bit gutted looking back. I didn't sort of give it a go.
Nostalgia reasons, really. Because like I remember watching the WRCs. I wasn't even into battle. I was into like Smack DVD and 106 and Park. I was watching all that sort of stuff. So when I seen the WRCs, it was a bit like, a lot of it felt forced, which is probably what put me off. Like a lot of them couldn't even rap for a start. Obviously, there was the people that stood out, like Possessed, Archaic. Because you're from the same sort of scene as all about you. They're all from Norwich, aren't they? Like Ark and
Ark and They so growing up, like I say, my first introduction to battling was with Sam. And then Rowan was sort of friends with Sam. Even though me and Rowan actually went to the same high school, he was like in the lowest year when I was in the highest year, I think. But we never sort of spoke or spent any time together or rapped together at all. Only time I see Rowan was around Sam's house one day.
Yeah.
And then we sort of spoke. So yeah, but Possessed and that obviously from London. What a shame Possessed never came over.
I know. I remember I opened up for Rhyme Asylum a couple of years ago, probably like when Don't Flop was sort of just getting its boom point, and I was chatting to him about it, and he just said he's got literally zero interest of ever. Obviously, Rhyme Asylum was smashing it at one point as well, music-wise.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Do you think he'd adapt now as well? I was having this conversation with someone else the other day. Do you think he would be able to step into the written format?
Yeah, man. I personally think he would blow everyone away. I mean, I think it would have to be a pit battle, not a stage battle, because you know he's not done a pit battle for a long time, so I think he would need to do a pit battle first. But I mean, writing wise, I don't think anyone could fuck with him.
Yeah, because that's the thing. It's not like he's stepped out of battle rap and not done anything. He's still consistently been a rapper and writing material.
Mm.
I'd love to bring you back. I don't even know who would you put him against as well. That's a big question.
I don't know, man. I know at one point, a long time ago, probably 5 years ago or something, I had a conversation where he was offered Iron Solomon and he said no, because he just didn't have the interest wasn't there. The interest's not there. The interest's not there, and it's a shame. It's a shame. But I remember one night when in Ipswich, Rhyme Asylum did a show. We went to see it. Sam was there, Rowan was there, and there was a freestyle cypher outside. Possessed stepped in, and it was just, he's just on a complete another level as a rapper, not just as a writer, but we were doing freestyles. It was all about movies, and he was doing like 3 or 4 movies in one line, making punchlines and metaphors and similes out of different movie titles in freestyle. And it was just completely, I've never seen anything like it, and I still haven't. Black Diesel was a bit insane.
I've always thought, I think with Possessed as well, what had sort of been magic with him stepping back would be, a lot of fans wouldn't know what to expect from him because they don't remember Possessed being a battle rapper. If you ask a lot of fans now, they probably don't even know who Possessed is, but they will have heard the name Possessed. So it'd be interesting to put him as a headliner and having a lot of fans going, who the fucking hell is this guy headlining the card?
Mate, I can't imagine the hype of standing on stage introducing him to the crowd, you know. I mean, all the old heads like us would be, the excitement would be like watching England in the World Cup, you know. It'd be like, this is happening, this is, you know. But who knows, man? Who knows what his cadence would be like and everything. But I think the bars would be so good, and he was aggressive and everything, man. He was quite a big inspiration for me in the way that I wanted to rap when I battled.
I think the thing with your style as well is, like, obviously you came in before, well, pretty much right at the start of Don't Flop, really, didn't you? And you was one of the only sort of, I always liked your style, preference-wise, to the comedy stuff, because you was more in your opponent's face, making them think on the toes. And a lot of times, I always thought you won the battle before they'd even spat the first round because they were intimidated by you. But a lot of people wasn't doing that style when you came in. Is there a reason where that came from, or?
Yeah, mate. The whole thing was at the beginning, I wanted to stand out. I wanted to be one that was different. So I used to just try and think of some nasty shit to say, literally. I remember when I went to battle, like I say, the first time round, I just thought, I'm going to try and think of some stuff that I can say that's going to put him off his guard, that might make him forget his bars. You know, I'm going to say some stuff that's going to, that was the reason, was to piss him off so much that he would forget his bars. This is why the lines I used were used. It wasn't like, I'm just going to say it because I'm just horrible like that. I mean, obviously it comes across that way, but there was an idea behind it. I never realised at the time how offensive that shit was. I know I did realise, but didn't think of it.
Yeah, the big reaction I did have.
Crazy, man, crazy. The reaction was fucking crazy on Twitter and everything.
Yeah.
I had loads of death threats and people threatening they were going to come and stab me and shit at the next event, and it was really crazy. And it was kind of warranted. Obviously, death threats is a bit much, but I understand the reaction, and I regret saying what I said completely. And I've said many times that I do regret saying what I said, but it was all just, at the time, you've got to remember, mate, this was in London, Don't Flop, the second event ever, or the third event ever, 10 people in a room.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't think that it was going to be seen by anyone. You know, it's like, I didn't think that this battle was going to be seen by anyone that's going to complain. I thought it was just going to be a few mates that'd watch it, and that was it.
Yeah.
Ended up something that I got dissed on and mentioned for the rest of the battles I ever did.
I think that's one of them things that will still be mentioned even now when you battle by some opponents, will still bring it up. Like you say, because it's funny you said that, because I was chatting to Pamphlet the other day, and he was like, one of the first people I ever remember watching battle where somebody, I think it was Token, had a full round about Pamphlet's dad that had passed away. And that never really happened at that time. And it was like, I was speaking to Pamphlet about his take on being on the other end of that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad that sort of stuff has sort of weaned its way out of battle rap. But for a while, that shock element was a big part of the scene. Like, who could get the biggest reaction by saying the nastiest shit, which...
Yeah, man.
As battle rappers, that's what you want to do. You want to shake the room with a bar.
Mm-hmm.
You reckon that was the line where, if you could go back to that day, would you have said it again, or did you realise you'd crossed the line when you said it?
I wouldn't say it again. If I went back, I would cut it 100%. At the time, I knew it was what it was. I knew it was. I just didn't think of the consequences or really think of what I was saying. You got to imagine, this is 11, 12 years ago.
Yeah,
I was still a grown man, but battle rap was new and boundaries weren't tested at that point.
Yeah,
and, just got caught up in the excitement of thinking, right, I'm battling this guy from Liverpool. What can I say that's really going to hurt? You know, and just got caught up in the moment, and obviously it's regretful now. But it's said and done. Like I say, yeah, everyone's going to mention it still. It's always going to be mentioned. It's one of the only angles, I think, in battle rap that gets a pass on being played out. You know, like most people, the same angle gets used 3 or 4 times. It starts to get a bit boring. But that angle is so strong that it still remains to this day, you know. And it's an easy target.
I think it's an easy target as well, though, because as a fan watching you battle, and as a battle rapper in some senses, I can imagine you being difficult to write for, because I'm going to be writing for you, thinking in the back of my mind, what's he going to say to me? So I'm going to try and counteract that with something as well. But sort of like Arsenal always gets his opponents being super disrespectful because of things he said in the past, even though he's doesn't really say that much anymore. But,
that's exactly right. That goes both ways as well, mate, because I know that the people are going to think that. So then I think, well, I have to say some fucked up shit now because they're going to. So then it's just like, it forces me to continue to have cutthroat lines because, you know, if I don't, the other person is going to. Yeah. Same as what they're thinking. So it works for both ways.
No, definitely. I think as well, like you said, looking back in hindsight, he'd probably go, I wouldn't say that bar again. But the scene was entirely new at that time. Nobody knew what the boundaries were. So, like you said, we was all young at that time. I wasn't even battling then. I think I'd only done one. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't have known what the boundaries was. Obviously, everybody has a moral compass, and it's not something you'd say outside of the pit. But we're all told is about offending your opponent the worst way you possibly can. So
exactly, bro. And I just, like I say, I just had the blinkers on a bit. I didn't see. Yeah. Like, that's the thing. Like, is the battle rap thing is that you're in the ring, you can say what you want, but be careful of the consequences after you said it. And at the time, I didn't think of it. I just thought, this is going to offend him and it might fuck him up. So it might make him choke. So just chucked it in, man, and went with it and regretted it ever since.
But I don't think your style's changed, though, has it? Because even the Shox battle when you came back, you were still the sense that everybody wanted to see. Like, I remember before you was announced, a lot of people were saying, is Sensa going to be able to adapt because you'd had such a long time out against someone like Shox, who was pretty much the face of UK battle rap at that time as well.
Yeah, man.
And you came back and brought the Sensa that we all wanted to see. Did you do that on purpose, or did it just sort of come natural when you was writing?
It's the process of the writing was quite natural. Basically, I thought straight away I need to continue to rap the way that I always have done. Yeah. And my style is my style, man. I grew up doing, like I said, the freestyle battles, and you had to diss your opponent. Straight up, you had to diss your opponent because that's who was in front of you on the stage. And I've always seen rap battles as you have to mention your opponent. It can't just be, for me, it can't just be generic. It's just how I've always viewed battles. And so it's always going to be personal. But with this one, because Shox is so light and heavy, the first bar I wrote was my intro bar, the very first one, which was all about James Bond movies and card games and different things. And I thought, I've got to write like this. Every bar's got to have 2 or 3 different stories going on within the bar. And and I wrote that bar and I thought, that's fire. And then I thought, actually, no, it hasn't got to be like that. That's bullshit. Not everything. I'm just going to rap the way I always have. Tried to bring intensity, tried to bring controversy. Obviously, I found out the shit about, the sex offender. I found that out after I took the battle, after I accepted it. I didn't know about that, then I accepted the battle. And then I was on Shox's Twitter, and I saw this massive apology. And I had to dig a little bit. I was like, what's this apology about? And then I found out, and I was like, holy shit, this is gold.
Got myself.
For me, this is gold, and no one said it yet. No one's had the chance to battle it yet since it's all come out. So for me, it was just perfect. And I really enjoyed that battle. Actually, it was really good.
Mate, it was good to watch because it's very rare that a sort of person of your level, of top tier sort of UK guys, step out and then step back in and still deliver what they were delivering to fans 5 or 6 years ago. Like, look at Soulcan. You battled Soulcan when he was at his pinnacle. He was probably one of the top battle rappers in the world. And he came against Disaster and it was a car crash.
I haven't even watched it, mate.
I was going to say, have you watched the battle back?
No, I watched Disaster's first round. Yeah. And I watched about 30 seconds of Soulcan. And I didn't watch any of the rest of the battle, even though I'm sure Disaster goes crazy and I'm sure several bars, but it just, if it's a one-sided battle and you're only going to watch one person, then the the bars from Disaster aren't going to have as much impact, so I just didn't bother. It's a shame.
Yeah,
It's a shame.
definitely. So what was it like going against Soul Khan? Because like I say, you went against him when he was pretty much the top guy to go against. Was that the first international you had?
First international, no, because I battled Dirtbag Dan and Madness in the 2-on-2.
Yeah.
That was the first one. Then I think after that was Arcane.
Oh shit, yeah. Arcane, fucking hell, whatever happened to Arcane?
I don't know, man. Then after that I went to Canada, and then when we came back from Canada, I then battled Soul Khan and Disaster, yeah.
Yeah, did you do them two the same day, Soul Khan and Diz? What was that like? Because they were they're probably two of the top in the world in one day as well.
Bro, it was. I spoke about it before, man, and it's always something that's like our Sensa's talking about it again, you know. But at the time, I was a big fan of both of them.
Yeah.
You know, the Disaster's always been my favourite, and yeah, I was battling Soul Khan. It was all booked. I was really excited, you know. And then Disaster goes on Twitter and says, "I'm coming to London in 3 days. Who wants to battle?" And a couple of people put
say no.
out there, you know. And I was like, "I'm going to say to Rowan, I'm up for it." And Rowan said, "You already battled Soul Khan." I said, "Look, mate, tell Disaster I'm on it." Disaster said, "Yeah, I want to battle Sensa." And then so the next 3 days was, fuck, man, I've got to write some bars for Disaster now as well, and I'm still memorising my Soul Khan ones. And on the day it was crazy because I went in the venue, battled Soul Khan, and obviously you know what it's like, man, the pressure, the camera, the lights. You finish the battle and you're like, right, I need a beer, I need 5 minutes outside, I need a cigarette, I need to chill. And then everyone was like, right, essentially you're battling again, like one battle and then you're on again. And I was like, fuck, man, this is time, bro. I got to get my head around this. Like, I just battled Soul Khan, and now I'm battling this celebrity. You know, because to me, at the time, Disaster was like a celebrity to me. I don't even see
Yeah,
him
of course, yeah, fucking hell. I'm a big Diz fan, but
yeah,
like I'm on talking terms with Diz. I talked to him quite a bit, but when I first seen him, I was like, fucking hell, that's Disaster. Like, there's not many battle rappers I've done that with. Like, that's actually him there. It's weird.
I know, but this was way back, man. This was like when Diz, before Diz had even became the megastar in battle rap that he is. But even still then, I was such a fan of his style and his aggression and the way he delivers. When I met him, I just couldn't believe it. And then to have the privilege to battle on both, man, was crazy. Such an amazing day. Me and my friends in the car on the way back was just, the conversation was just fucking on another level.
Yeah,
Just,
imagine all of that.
Yeah, man. And both battles went quite well. I was quite happy with both of them. I cringe watching them now, especially the Soul Khan one. I can't watch it. It's just the bar is so basic and so fucking.
That was what the scene was at that time, though. What it like, people were punchlining, but they wasn't really going. Like nowadays, people are writing 4 or 5 punchlines in one line just to get a crowd reaction that doesn't really exist. Who do you reckon's the toughest person? Because you've been against some big names in sort of, you know, Canada, England, America. Who do you reckon the toughest opponent you've ever gone against?
That's a tough one, man. Shox is well up there.
Yeah.
Definitely. Shox is right, and Shox's performance is another level. Do you know what? The other one that performance-wise, the crowd wasn't that big and the battle wasn't hyped or anything. It was a 2-on-2 against Joker Star and Verb T with my friend Skate. Joker Star, his performance, his presence, I've always said he's pretty unmatched.
Yeah.
So his presence, his control, his demeanour, everything was absolute fire. So I think Joker Star's performance and probably Shox. But then same again, Disaster. You've got to imagine when I battled Disaster, he'd never been in the country before.
Yeah.
The electricity in the room, there's no one that can create that like him. You know, he just creates something in the room. So I'd say those 3, man. Yeah.
Was there anyone you battled where they took you by surprise a little bit?
Oh, going back, I'd say probably Scissors. This is way. Like when I battled Scissors, man, I don't know how I won that battle. I think I lost that battle quite clearly, but it went to overtime and then I won. But yeah, battling him, I remember looking when I watched the battle back. There's a couple of scenes of me, and you look, and I'm looking in the crowd at my mate. Like, what the fuck is going on here? It's like a boxer looking in his corner, you know. Like, I can't believe this is happening. You know, I'm getting battered. So yeah, probably Scissors, man.
There's nothing worse than that as a battler when you think you've got 3 rounds of solid material, and the first round starts, you're like, oh fuck, didn't expect this.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Escaping through 3 rounds.
Yeah, man. What about you? I was going to say for the previous question, who would you say is the best performer you've ever seen live?
Seen live. the best battle I've ever watched live was Shotty and Tony D in the Ritz. Just because there was like 1,000 people there. It was like two masters of the craft going at it. I don't think the camera does that event justice at all because it was only the stage that was mic'd up. The crowd wasn't mic'd.
Okay, yeah.
And there was one part when Shotty done some said I wasn't going to show up thing at the start. I had a drink in my hand and it was vibrating. Like the drink was going up and down because of the crowd reaction. That's definitely, I've seen Pat Stayne Holohan was a great battle live. Who else? I've seen a few live. Trying to think. I missed Shotty Arsenal, which I was going about.
Mate, I missed that battle as well, and I was at the event, but I was on it was a 2-day event, and I battled on the first day, and I wasn't there for the second day.
I was in Australia, and I just remember everyone going mad because it was you and Shotty was meant to get. Because the thing is with you and Arsenal, I remember trying to pretty much book that with lab battles, and that was before that happened.
Yeah, man, that's a saga that's gone on for 10 years.
Yeah, that's one of the battles that should have always happened. Because I remember I think we'd even paid Arsenal's deposit.
Yeah, bro.
It just didn't come to fruition. Obviously the Lab Battles channel got hacked, so we got all that footage nicked. But sort of is what it is. But I'm surprised that has never ever come up, especially with you both battling as well in the future. Like was that something you still do now, or do you think that time has passed?
Mate, it was organised for this time last year. It was booked, and I backed out. I cancelled it.
Oh shit! Kick of the Dot.
For King of the Dot, yeah, man. Cancelled it because I had shit going on in my personal life, and I didn't have time to commit to it. So I cancelled it, which was a shame because me and Arsenal, and if I'd have battled Arsenal at the time at the lab battles, I had 15 minutes material at that time, which at the time that wasn't being done at all. But we had a third round unlimited, and I had 15 minutes, and the bars I had were so good. I was 100% convinced I was going to absolutely destroy him, but absolutely, it wouldn't have even been close. It would have been as long as I could his energy. But then it happened how it happened. There's bad timing for everyone, and it just never happened. I think it's gone now, man. That battle. I think it's just. I'm not that fussed about it. Even when Organic said I could battle him, I was really, really excited for it, and I thought, I'm really up for this. And things changed, and then as soon as it was gone, I was like, man, it's finished. I think it's.
Yeah, some battles are just not meant to happen, are they?
It's a shame, bro. It's like Amir Khan and Kell Brook, back to boxing again. It should happen. Everyone wants it to happen, but I don't think it's ever going to happen.
Is there any other battlers that you've been meant to battle and it's just not come about? Like any opponents you wish would have been locked in and done?
Anyone I wish. There's been a couple of battles that were set up and never happened. I know Unanimous has been set up twice and cancelled both times.
Have you not battled Unan?
No, I never battled him. Never.
See, one of the battles that is like, how has that never happened?
Ask Unanimous, mate.
I'm going to put that to you now.
I'm not going to go into it. Yeah.
A long time, because you two had the similar sort of style of the aggression in your opponent's face.
Yeah, man.
I like so. For some reason, I've always had in my head that actually happened. Don't know why.
Yeah, no, I think there was even a couple of flyers made. Or there's definitely one flyer that was made for it. For whatever reason, he cancelled both times. So then it's been said to me a few times since, like, do you want to do the battle?
Yeah.
It's been like, nah, I'm not booking with him again.
Yeah, no, don't blame me. There's a few like that. There's a few battles where the opponent backs out too many times. Like you say, you wrote 6 rounds worth of material for him. You're not going to write 9, are you?
Exactly.
A lot of stuff backdates itself, doesn't it? Coming back against Shox, did you notice a difference sort of in the scene to when you was in last time, or did it just sort of feel like fitting straight back in?
It's kind of strange, mate, because I lost loads of weight and changed my hairstyle and all that. And I was there all day, bro, and no one knew who I was. Literally no one. Not one person said, I think one person outside said hello, like, how you doing and that. When I got in the ring and they were setting the cameras up, everyone in the front row was like, fuck, is that Sensa? Then they recognised it for me. And I was like, mate, I've been talking to you outside and you didn't know who I was. It was quite strange to come back. But yeah, the atmosphere and everything was pretty good. To be honest, on that day, the event was basically finished. They ran out of time in the venue.
Yeah.
And Organic quickly rushed us in, and as soon as our battle started, man, the energy in the room just went up twice as much as the rest of the day. You know, there was such a buzz in the room.
Yeah,
And,
I'm excited to see it.
it still felt like the buzz was there. I've not been to any other events, so I don't know what the buzz is like and the atmosphere is like in events nowadays. But at that event, when my battle was on, it was fire. To be honest with you, the rest of the day I wasn't really paying much attention to the other battles because I hadn't battled for 4 years, and I was just trying to get my head in the right zone to do the battle. You know,
Yeah.
because obviously I was nervous and I wasn't sure exactly how I was going to perform, and I was just trying to get my head in the game.
Yeah.
But it was good. It was good for me because normally I'm panicking at the event. I'm trying to learn my bars at the venue, and I'm outside with my mates. Like, I can't remember this bar after this bit, you know. And then with this one, I knew the bar so well for like 2 weeks beforehand. I did like 1 or 2 practices a day, and on the day I practiced once on the way to the venue, and then I never practiced again because I was 100% sure, you know.
No, definitely. I started doing that towards like the back end of my sort of battle, and I used to fret about it and go over it 5 or 6 times before the battle started on the day. And then I think it was against Seoul. I just went over it once, and then I forgot about it until I was on stage, and it was probably my best performance. Like,
Yeah.
Because I think the thing is, when you're going over it too many times before you battle, if you stumble on it, that plays on your mind. So then you're thinking, fuck, I've got to get that right in my third. Or
Yeah. Yeah, man, I think so. It's definitely seemed that way for me. When I was battling Shox, I had no worries at any moment.
yeah,
You know, sometimes when you battle, you watch your battle back and you can see it in your face. There's the bit when I was struggling, and you rode the wave of the crowd a little bit, you know, and luckily you had a reaction that gives you that second. But luckily in this one, I didn't have none of that, which was nice because that's happened. I mean, when I battled Archaic, it's the only time ever that I had a moment, you know, with not remembering my bars. It was only for like 5 seconds, but fuck, it's a scary feeling, mate. That feeling when you don't know the bar is just, it's horrible.
It's an horrible feeling. What was it like battling Arcade? Because that's one thing that doesn't sort of happen in the scene anymore, is mates battling mates. Obviously, you two knew each other before this, didn't you?
Yeah, we did. We knew each other. We were never mates, you know, like, not like mates, like, oh, do you want to come for a couple of beers, mate? It's like getting pro ego, never really like that. It's just, I knew him through the, I used to battle him every month, basically.
Ah, right, okay.
That was basically it. And then, so yeah, it was strange, man. It was a strange battle. It was a battle I never ever wanted. I never wanted to do it. I agreed to it when I was drunk and regretted it straight away after. And I just couldn't get my head into it, man. My bars I wrote were the worst I ever wrote. I think it was my worst ever performance. And then the battle taken down, you know, the battle is not online. And everyone thinks it's because I performed badly. I said to Rowan, can you get the video taken down? I don't know if these people, how well they know Rowan, but it's going to take a lot more than that to get a video taken down. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
fucking hell, is it?
It's nothing to do with me, like the video getting taken down. I'm happy for it to be online and everyone to say that I got bodied, because I did. You know, on every round, everything. But it was to do with Sam's legal situation or something, you know.
Yeah, because I remember at the same time there was a couple of Sam's battles that came down at once. I think his Chronicle battle was taken down. But I remember that being, when that got announced, that's how it was kind of sold, wasn't it? Like mates versus mates sort of thing. These two know each other, it's personal. From a marketing standpoint, you get it.
It was a funny one, man. Like I said, I never wanted to do it.
Yeah.
And I've been asked a few times, do you want it? And I said no. And then I can't remember who rang me. One of the two, Sam or Rowan, rang me and said, do you want to do it? And I was drunk and I was like, yeah, I'll smash it. You know, and then a couple of days later, there's a flyer on Facebook and it's happening. And I'm like, fuck.
Is there any opponents you've turned down and you've gone, should have done that?
I guess most people would say Arsenal.
Yeah.
You know, you have to look at it and say maybe it would have been good. It would have been a good one. But it's just unfortunate. There's battles. It's strange, bro. There's battles out there which have never happened for me with people. But you think, like, how's that never happened? Soul.
Yeah, of course.
I never battled Soul.
Yeah.
You know, there's just names like people like as well, Quill.
Yeah.
Never Quill. Obviously the big one, it's strange. Obviously Respect BA as well. Another one that's been mentioned a lot. The only thing with the BA battle is I speak to BA outside of battle rap, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't battle well against friends. You
Yeah,
know, people I know, I need to hate the person in my mind. You know, I need to be able to build up a hatred towards the person before the battle. That's why nowadays it seems weird to see that people comment on each other's battles. Oh, this is dope. This is sick. Oh, great
yeah,
performance. Like when I was doing it, man, like you wouldn't show that weakness of support. You know, be like, no, fuck that guy. He's shit.
yeah. And everyone's mates now, aren't they? Like, this is one thing as a promoter side of it. It's hard booking some of the big battles that are left because they're all mates. Like, they don't want to battle each other. And it's like,
Yeah,
fans want to see it, so just sort of give it us.
yeah, yeah.
So,
It's a strange one, man. It's strange because I even now still like I don't want to give too much props to people, you know, because I'm like, well, I might battle that person at some point, you know, like you never know.
you don't know what's going to be used against you, do you?
Exactly. So
Is there anyone from
yeah,
the sort of new generation that you have got an interest in battling? Because how long did you have out before Shox?
4 years.
Was you still watching battle rap or sort of here and there?
Only here and there. I'd watch Disaster. I'd watch Pat Stay.
Yeah.
Just the odd one, you know, the odd one here and there.
Because who was your last battle before Shox?
Then,
Fucking hell, yeah, that was a long time ago, that.
yeah, man. The thing is, like with me, is I should have stopped. Probably after DNA. That's when the enjoyment was gone. I hated every single second of it. You know, I hated writing, I hated memorizing, I hated the fact that interfered with my life. You know, because oh, do you want to come out? No, I can't. I've got to write bars. You know,
Yeah.
and I hated it. I really, really hated it. That's why I needed the time out. And then when I came back against Shox, it felt new again. It felt refreshed. And now again, it's been nearly 2 years since I battled Shox. So kind of feel like it's not going to be an issue. I think I'll be all right if I do sign up for battle.
Yeah, of course. I think because, like you say, when you Shox battle, I think anyone who watches that Shox battle, you just fit straight in. It was like you never left. And I think your style is what's sort of missing at the minute. If there's a couple people who do it in regards to like getting in an opponent's face with the aggressive punchlines, breaking an opponent down. There is a few that do it, but they're all sort of new. There's no one really a veteran of the sort of scene like yourself. So I think there's a couple battles left for you in the UK. Obviously, I think you and Gemini would be a good one. You and Raptor would be good. You and Bobby would probably be good. There's a couple. You and Soul, while that's not happened. Yunnan as well. I mean, is there, like you say, is there anyone who you have got an interest in battling, or is you just sort of seeing what offers come in?
I think the one that would be genuinely the best battle would be Gemini.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I mean, the other ones are good battles too, but I think me and Gemini would be a style clash that would work well.
Yeah.
And he doesn't seem to be too much of a fan of me, and vice versa. You know, so I think the bite would naturally be there.
Yeah.
You know, they'd be
want to beat each other, wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely, man. And I think I can do it. I think I can beat him. So I'd be more than happy to set it up. The other ones are like battles that are there to me would be like for battling sake, you know.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Like battling sake. I don't have any real reason to want to battle any of them. And no one really, you know. There's no one really that I'm like, God, I really wish I could battle this guy. But out of everyone, it would be Gemini for sure.
Yeah. I think the thing with Gem as well, because Gem is unbeaten, Gem's similar to you in the sort of fact that he'll break his opponent down, but he's a lot laid back, Gem. He doesn't really move. He sort of just styles with the crowd a little bit. So it'd be interesting to see how that counteracts with you and your aggression. I'd be interested in that battle.
It's interesting. It's interesting to see because when I battled Shox, I had to think about, you know, trying to adapt to his style and what the crowd accept and all that. So it'd be the same with Gemini. I'd have to adapt a bit.
Yeah.
Keep it the same as me, but try to keep it modern. And I just think that when I watch battles now, I always just think like I have something about the way I rap, the way I battle.
Yeah.
I don't see other people doing. I don't see other people doing the style that I do in the same manner that I do. And I always think that I can bring an element that other people can't. And that's why I think if I craft my bars towards my opponent on the day, if I perform well, I can beat anyone. That's how I view it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Do you think there's a reason why, going back to what you said about Gem then, like Gem comes across as he's not too fond of you? You had 4 years out of the scene, and this does that sort of thing of like, people will go on, I'm not fond of Sensa. you think that's just because of your style?
I think so, man. Yeah, I think so. I think there's a reputation there from dating back to the O'Shea battle.
Yeah.
That's there, and all the other stuff I've said in other battles. I mean, I'm not going to say I've been a saint in other battles because I've said some really fucked up shit to people.
Yeah.
And I think there's just a dislike there because of the stuff I've said and the way I've said it. You know.
Yeah, because about half of these people have never actually had a conversation with you or spoke to you either. So it's just
that's the thing. That's the thing is like these people seem to think that what they see in a battle is real. A person it's not like that. You know, it's a bit of a persona because it's just rap battling, mate. Like it's just I'm battling someone. I'm going to say some fucked up shit.
Yeah, you're like a bad guy, a battle rap, aren't you?
Yeah, man. I'm not really like that in real life, mate. I'm not going to go up and cuss out someone's dead relative or
of course.
In real life, you know, like, I'm just the same as everyone else, bro. It's just a rap battle. So
it is interesting because it's not like I know people who have never met O'Shea and straight away they're like, oh, O'Shea is so funny. He's like everyone loves him, and you're like, you've never met him, but it's like your battle rap persona does. It's like wrestling, in it. Like you've become the heel of battle rap. Like people will go Sensa or the dick. Like, hey, you don't even know him.
Exactly, mate. That's the thing. I think it's like that. I've just always been the heel, and I'll never change. I don't think it'll ever change, no matter how many battles I do, no matter what I do. I don't think it'll ever change. It's just,
I think we need that though. I think we need sort of whoever you go against, you're always going to be seen as the bad guy. It's sort of the way. There's a couple battlers like whoever Raptor goes against now. Raptor's pretty much the bad guy. People want him to lose straight away before he's even battled. And then you do have people like Soul who you book Soul against anybody and people say Soul's going to win. He's going to fucking kill whoever it is.
That's the thing, isn't it? It's like everyone. It's the same with me, and Raptor's the same. People have this thing where they just want Raptor to lose, or they think Raptor's going to lose. It's like it's very difficult when you go into a battle knowing that.
Yeah.
So I've had it the whole time. Every time I've battled, I've gone in thinking the crowd want the other guy to win, 100%. So I always think, right, my first bar has to be a bar that gets everyone on my side straight away. You know, you're already 1-0 down, so you've got to find a way. That's how it always has been.
Yeah,
and I'm fine with that. I mean, it's cool, man. It's what it is.
If it be your style, if you're going to give your first bar to win the crowd over, do you think it has to be super aggressive or more light-hearted to let them in, or are you just playing that character and fuck them straight away?
Yeah, fuck them straight away, mate. Just get straight in there, man. Just get it set how it is. It's like I said to you yesterday privately or whatever that I'm talking to rappers full about going to Ireland and battling over there.
Yeah.
Reds are in the past and said some shit about Ireland and got loads of fucking hate for the shit I said.
Yeah.
And it's going to be the same when I go to Ireland. I'm going to say the same fucked up shit that I said when I was in England. I'm not going to go over there and not say fucked up stuff about Ireland. I'm going to say shit that's going to offend everybody in the crowd. And probably the first bar is going to be something along those lines, you know?
Yeah. Well, you'd be
set the spotlight, mate, you know?
You'd be upset if I booked a ticket to go watch Sensa battle and I didn't get the sense that I was expecting to see. You come out saying jokes and I'd be like, hey, this is what I paid for.
Yeah, man.
There is battle rappers that you do go, like you expect to see O'Shea being funny and laughing, and you can have a beer with your mates watching O'Shea. And then these people like yourselves where I'm expecting whoever you go against to be in their face and breaking it down. Shotty, I'm expecting a theatrical performance on stage. Like,
yeah, man. That's a fucked up thing. I've never seen Shotty live, you know. I've never met Shotty. It's crazy.
Yeah, that needs to change. Need to try and get you on the same event at some point, don't we?
It's crazy, man. Like I said, I missed the Arsenal battle, which was a big shame, mate, because I think that's my favourite ever UK battle.
Yeah, it was a great. That's the only battle he's done that I've missed because I was in Australia. I was living in Australia at the time, so
yeah,
it was painful to click on my Twitter and everyone was talking about it, and I was like, shit.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, that battle had everything, didn't it? With the fucking the bouncer and gets on stage and everything.
Yeah, the whole event was sort of the peak of UK battle rap at that time, wasn't it?
Yeah, man.
To do with it. Do you think? Even though you've not battled for a couple of years, have you still been to events? Like, do you still go to events here and there?
Nothing at all, mate. Nothing. I've done a couple of freestyle battles in London.
Yeah.
Me and my missus have been in London a couple of times, and Rowan's had events on like street battles and inside a venue in like the top of a bar upstairs. There was on beat battles, which I did.
Yeah.
And freestyle battles in London. But apart from that, mate, the thing is, for me to go to a rap battle event is it's going to be in London or Manchester and Norwich, mate. It's like a long, long, long way.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's just
like a commitment to the weekend sort of thing.
Yeah, man. So I haven't at all. I don't know. It would take a big battle, like a huge, huge, huge thing for me to go. You know.
Yeah, of course.
You know, like
taking a weekend out of your life. That's one thing a lot of people don't understand. Like when you, even for me, if I'm putting an event on in London, I have to be there Thursday because I have people flying in or whatever. Like it's a 4 or 5 day trip just to do one day event.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot to it, mate, that the fans don't. I think the fans do know quite a bit now because the forum is open and people can talk about it, and there's stuff like this, you know, interviews and shit. But there's so much that goes into battling. You look back to the days when Dunfop first started and we were travelling to cities doing battles with 8 people in the crowd, 10 people in the crowd.
Yeah.
Spending a day on a megabus. I mean, you've obviously done the megabus, Dunfop.
Yeah, many times.
12 hours. I think at one of them I went to Manny. I went from Norwich to London, London to Manny, was in Manny for 3 hours, then got back on the megabus 6 hours, and, you know, just a fucking nightmare. Just a nightmare. So it's a lot of effort that goes into
Yeah, I remember when I battled Hazard in London, I had to get the megabus, and it was like 6 hours there.
Yeah.
Got the tube to Brixton, battled in Brixton, turned around, got the tube back onto the thing. It was like a 12 hours or something travelling in total just for 3-minute rounds.
Yeah, man. It's crazy. It's such a big commitment, mate. That's why I stepped away, because there wasn't enough payoff or enjoyment for it, for all the effort. I was like, I don't know about this shit anymore. And then every now and again, it's one of them things, mate. I think once you've done it, it's difficult to step away forever.
Yeah,
I think anyway. I think it is. It's especially with quite competitive. I look at everyone now and I just think I could body everyone.
Yeah.
This is the competitiveness in me. Whether it's true or not, who knows? It might not be true, but my mentality, I watch battles and I think I'm so much better than these people.
Yeah. Well, I think that's literally what I was going to say. I think, especially obviously the new generation are competitive, but when we was coming through, everything was judged and everybody was super competitive. Like, I said this to Pamphlet, like, I remember if Rowan inboxed me and said, do you want to battle this person? I'd be scared to say no in case they jumped on the internet saying I was ducking them, and I was like, nah.
Yeah.
I wanted to battle everyone that was offered to me.
I remember when the score, you know, your battle record came up on the screen. I remember being proud of that and wanting that to be good, you know?
Yeah. Oh, well, I remember battling. I battled Els and I was obviously 1 win, and then I lost 2 battles off the back of that. And it used to piss me off. It used to piss me off having 1-2. And then I ended up getting it like 7-2 or something. But I was proud of the fact I turned it over. And
yeah, man. Your little MySpace on the intro video.
Yeah, so like proper end-boss text all across the screen.
Yeah, man.
Have you got, how many battles do you think you've got left in, you know? Are you still looking to battle, or are you sort of just winding it down a bit more?
Yeah, no, I do still want to do it. I know, like I said, I'm talking to Rappers Full for their next event in February. So it's a long way away, man. It's like, it's next year. We're talking next year, but so I'm looking at that, and then maybe one more in the UK.
Yeah.
You know, the thing is that same thing. I might do these 2 battles and then say, fuck it, one more, you know?
Yeah, of course.
One more. It's just always, it's there. I'm never going to say never.
It's like you say, it's the competitive nature. You know, you might do these 2 battles and then someone pops up who's a bit more interested and calls you out, and you think, fuck it, you know what? Go on.
This is what happened with Shox. Someone messaged me saying, have you seen what this geezer Shox said? And I was like, nah, I knew who Shox was. I've seen a couple of his battles. I was like, nah, what he said? And he said, just watch it. And I was like, watching it, I was like, did he just call me a fat cunt? Like, and I rewound it, you know, and I was like, he fucking did. And then I spoke to Organic and I was like, yeah, set it up. Give me 2 days, is what I said. Give me 2 days. I'll see if I can think of some shit.
When you're going over to Ireland, is there an Irish opponent you're looking at, or are you looking for more international with them? Or
it'll be an Irish battler.
Yeah, man. Mind. Do you pay attention to the Irish scene?
Kind of. I do. Because of speaking to Matt quite a bit.
Yeah.
Always have spoken to Matt for quite a long time. So I do sort of check the battles out, subscribe and everything, just to sort of help them out. And then a couple of people have caught my eye in a couple of battles. No one sort of really jumped out, but there was one person that I thought, yeah, actually that guy, he's pretty dope. And they did a little poll yesterday, and that person, you know, wasn't voted up high. So so I don't know, man. I don't know who. It's up to Matt. At the end of the day, it's up to Matt. Whoever Matt says he wants me to battle, I'll go and battle. You know, I'm not confused. I just can't wait to get in the room in Ireland and just fucking obliterate the whole country and everything we stand for.
That is good. The Irish events are always good. The energy in the room's sick.
Yeah.
They always feel like old don't flop events. You know, like everyone's there just to get drunk and have a laugh. Definitely go there and enjoy that. I think I put it on the post yesterday. I think you'd be good against Ratford was one of them, just because he's got the aggressive sort of in your face style.
Yeah, man.
There's a couple of them who are good. Hades is fucking class. Darko's class. But yeah, definitely. I'm going to try and fly over for that event as well. So from there, it'd be good to just sort of chill and watch the battles.
Wait and see who it is, mate. We'll wait and see. I'm not fussed really who it is. Yeah. It's going to be entertaining anyway. It's a completely new environment for me and a new crowd and everything. So
yeah.
I look forward to it, man. That buzz, you know, that feeling when you wake up on the morning of the battle and you know you're battling that day. That's a fucking buzz. That's why I'm back to it, man. I swear, that's why.
The energy does kick in, the adrenaline. I love the bit when, obviously, I don't know. Bagnall film your Shox battle, did I?
No, Fred.
Oh, was it Fred?
Fred, yeah.
I love the adrenaline when we do Premier Battles and Bagnall counts in 3, 2, 1 as he says 1. Adrenaline. Right. This is when the camera's on, the lights are on.
Yeah, man. It's game time. I remember when I battled Shox, mate, we got to the venue quite early, and I remember it's concrete, and I remember going inside, and Fred was setting the cameras up and everything, and my friends were at the bar, and I was just standing in the middle of the room by myself, just looking around the room, and just trying to picture myself. It was like being in a movie. Like I was just like tunnel on this place, completely zoned out, just imagining, you know, like what am I going to do? Where am I going to move? And such a buzz. And then when you spit the first bar and the crowd go fucking crazy, that adrenaline is so intense. Like, I love it, man. That's what keeps bringing me back. You know?
I was just going to say that's why none of us can ever retire, because it's hard to replicate that buzz anywhere else.
It is, yeah. It is. It's a really, really strange. I know there's a couple of battle rap movies out there, but I always feel like they don't capture that full feeling, that full adrenaline you go through. I don't think it's ever been truly captured yet on film.
No, definitely that sort of you get tunnel vision in the pit, especially in the pit as well.
I always prefer the pit, man. The pit's always been my preferred style. When I did the stage battles, I never felt that I connected too well. I don't know why. The pit for me is better because I like to be in and amongst it. You know, I like being able to move around.
It's like a dogfight, isn't it? Like he's circled around everyone, and I like the pit. I do prefer the stage personally, just because I'm used to being on stage. But I've always enjoyed pit battles. Like pit battles, I feel like I'm in like a high school fight, and everyone's around you shouting "fight!" Like,
yeah, man.
I love that. Going to be dragged out by your feet at the end of it.
Dragged off in a detention room and that. I like the pit, man. The pit was always my favourite for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. I like that closeness, the intensity, and I just felt. And it's what I always grew up with, man. When I was battling in the first day, we didn't do stage battles. It just it didn't happen. I think the first stage battle I done was against Psychosis Holocaust.
Yeah,
but at the tiny stage, I'm talking like the width of your.
I was there. I was in Manchester. That wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. The event was
I think.
It was Ark versus Tony D.
Yeah. I battled Ash on that same card. That was a good event. That was Chronicles event, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. Yeah, and there was a freestyle tournament beforehand.
Yeah.
Which I won. It's on YouTube. Check it out. But yeah, that was the first stage battle, and that was a really small stage though. I mean, it was fucking tiny.
The corner of the room, wasn't it?
Yeah, man. That felt really natural. That felt fine, but. I don't know, man. The stage for me, I didn't connect well with the stage. I don't know why. Just was like that.
For the pit.
Yeah, so, man.
Just before we sort of wrap it up, what's sort of next for you? I know you said you're working on a bit of music. Is that right?
Yeah, it's just this quarantine, mate. It's giving everyone a bit of time.
Yeah.
So I've got this camera. I'm doing these dance videos with my missus, which is going quite well. I've been online for 10 days. Each video's nearly got 1,000 views. So from no subscribers to that is quite good. And the thing is, my Facebook page, I realised that people on there aren't interested in dance. It's not like a dance full of 5,000 dancing fans. It's battle rap fans. So, but they're up to 1,000 views nearly each, which is really good. We're happy with, so we're going to keep doing that. And I just thought, why not in this time put some words together, find a beat. We've got a new camera. We can record a little video, and just see what happens. So I'm sort of halfway through writing the first track.
Yeah.
See how it goes, man. It might come out and it's shit, and then I'll realise why I didn't write songs for 10 years. It might come out and surprise me and surprise everybody. You know, I don't know. We'll wait and see, man. It might come out. I might never even release it. You know what I mean?
It's going to release it, man.
If it's going to be that,
you rapper, it'll turn out good.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. We'll see, though. I'm quite enjoying it. I think it sounds good. What I've got so far, I think sounds good. It's just been some time since I've done it. I'm like, I don't know. I'm questioning every single line. You know, like, does this sound good? I don't know. But we'll see. It's good fun anyway.
Yeah, well, what we'll do is I'll put the link below as well for the YouTube channel with the dance videos on if anyone wants to go and check them out as well.
Nice.
Where can people find you if they want to get in touch with you or anything?
Just on the Facebook, the name is Sensa. On the Twitter, it's Sensa UK. Yeah. And the YouTube is at Sensa Visuals. So that's the channel we made up was, we're not really too sure what it's going to be in the end. At the minute we're doing dance videos. It's going to have hopefully videos of me rapping. I think in the future we're going to turn it into like a travel video with dancing in famous places. So like the Eiffel Tower, we're going to film dancing there, and then maybe me freestyling or rapping or in travel. We've looked on YouTube, and that isn't happening anywhere. No one's doing dance travel videos, so we thought we might as well give it a go. So at the minute we're just learning. So if you do go on and you do subscribe, you might see some random shit on there. But
mate, it's all about the learning process of building a YouTube channel anyway.
Yeah, man, that's the thing. We're just trying to see what works, and we're having fun. That's the main thing.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Just for to wrap it up, a couple of the fans asked a couple of questions. I'll just fire them at you. To be fair, a lot of them we've already spoke about.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of people asking who you'd like to face, but we've been through that. So James has said, how do you feel about the battling scene now against when it started in Don't Flop? Would you like it if the events were on a smaller scale like they was back then, like shorter rounds, more humour, or did you prefer going in against a full room against Shox?
It's so difficult, mate, because everything changes, doesn't it? It's like back in the day, everything was new. We didn't know anything about anything in the events. I mean, we were turning up with the camera like earlier, you know, before the fans got there, setting up a camera. We didn't understand about lighting sources. We didn't understand anything. So everything was completely new. So we were just happy and just on a buzz for everything we did. So the fact that people were coming and paying to watch us do it, you know, I'm just this little geezer from Norwich. I'm not really an MC. I'm not a rapper. I'm just doing these rap battles. And now people are paying to come and watch me perform. It was like, I just enjoyed it. But then nowadays, like the standard of writing has gotten to a point where it's so high and everything is so technical. It goes two ways. It's like, it's good to see, because as a writer, to hear people writing this intricate shit is like, fuck, that's clever. You know, how did you think of that? But then at the same time, it lacks character. It lacks personality to me.
It's lost the richness to it, hasn't it? The dry, witty humour.
Exactly. This is what I tried to say in the Shox battle, you know, that like, it's just A plus B equals C minus D. E squared equals. What are you actually saying, man? Just diss your opponent. Call your opponent a dickhead. You know, just.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I like it. I like a mix. I think that the one thing that people should look at, I think, current MCs that are battling now, is the number one in the world right now. Pretty undoubtedly is Pat Stay.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
A lot of shit that is not A plus B equals C times D equals fucking this word meaning this word backwards in a mirror flip. He just clowns on people. Yeah. He's disrespectful. He clowns on people. He has bars. He has a bit of everything. You know, it's not all overly technical. It's a lot of his shit is very simple, and he's the best in the world.
No, I definitely agree with that. Look, Pat Stay is one of them. I've always tried to put Pat Stay versus Kruger for Apex last year, but it just fell through sort of at the last minute when we was agreeing everything. But Pat Stay over here, the world, like you say, for me, like without a shadow of a doubt.
He's untouchable, mate. It's like you said earlier on. You think it's difficult to write for me. It puts people. What the fuck do you say to Pat Stay?
Yeah, because if you try and go serious with someone like Pat Stay, he'll just clown you. But if you try and clown him, he can switch it up and go serious with you. So
exactly, mate. Exactly. He's just a beast, man. He's too good for battle rap in a way. He's almost got the Marlowe and Shuffle effect, you know, where he's so good at what he does. It's like he's wasted. Yeah. You know, they need to be elevated someone doing something else where they can show their talent, because when them two, especially Marlowe and Shuffle, when they're together, mate, they're just on another planet.
Yeah,
completely. They're so.
How many 2-on-2s I've offered? I've said to people, would you battle Shuffle? And the amount of 2-on-2s I've just said no. Like, we don't even want to go near them two, because it's a lose-lose.
Well, there was conversation once between me and someone else about doing 2-on-2 against them, and we were up for it. So, and I'm sure that would be me and Respect BA.
Yeah, I think we spoke about doing you and Respect BA against someone. Was it Raptor and Bobby, maybe?
It might have been, yeah. Yeah,
That'd
man. I think me and BA together, I think would be pretty formidable, mate. To be honest, I think the styles that we both have, because we're both from that old school. He's very direct with his shit as well. He's direct, and I think we'd be really good together, man.
No, definitely. Last question I got here from Big J. Is he ever going to use the 3 years worth of material that has been inboxing me and not battling? Where did that come from, the Big J stuff? Did he just say himself?
I'd have to do with me, mate. I'd completely stopped battling, you know, completely. I hadn't battled for like a year or so, and then I just watched Big J battle. I was like, I got this inbox from Sensa, and I was like, no, you haven't, mate. And then the next battle came on, and it started popping. You know? I mean, the crowd got bigger reaction, and I was thinking, fuck, you know, like this is hilarious. This is why when I battled Shox, I said, you know, you got an inbox from Sensa, because I thought I took an inbox from Sensa bar in the first round because I thought I haven't battled since that whole thing happened. Yeah,
well, that's kept it relevant, hasn't it?
Still there. So I was like, right, I'm gonna have to do an inbox from Sensa bar because I'm sure Shox was gonna have one. He didn't, but that inbox from Sensa thing just came from nowhere, mate, and it worked so well for him. I'm happy for him, man. It was a good angle. It made everyone laugh so much.
Yeah, it became like a little sort of catchphrase in its own way. Like everyone was expecting what Sensa inbox.
I know. You know, battle rap is though, man. The fans probably believed that, like I was giving. He would always say, the way he would frame it is he would say, Sensa told me to say this, and then he would say some really outrageous, nasty shit. You know, but it's okay because Sensa told me to say it.
Yeah.
So the thing is, because of the way my persona is perceived online, people probably believe that I was actually saying all this nasty, racist, horrible shit. You know, so that's fucking hilarious, man. Big J overall is just fucking hilarious, to be fair.
Yeah, he's a funny guy, man. He's my Arsenal battle to you. We've been booked 5 times or something now, and it's fell through every time.
And that's a proper good battle, mate. That should happen.
I know. It's just, he's cancelled 3 times. I think I've cancelled twice. It's just one of them that's just never landed right for us, but we'll see, I suppose. Top what's coming on, bro. Appreciate your time as well.
No worries, man. It's good.
Like you say, whenever the timing sits right for you, let me know. We'll see what we can lock in on Premier Battles. It'd be great to get you on the platform as well.
Yeah, man. I feel the same way. It's just like I say, it's just about the timing. So let's see in the future what happens.
Yeah, I'm up for it. Well, good luck in Ireland on your next battle. I won't ask you your battling yet if it's not been sorted.
It's not anyway, bro. But yeah, I'll keep in touch, mate. And nice one for having us on.
Yeah, no, anytime, brother.
Keep on. I've been waking at 10 missed calls. Another email that I ain't replied to. Another day comes with another stress, and I can't keep up if I try to. Man, it always goes wrong when I try to make right, and I'm always on the grind every day of my life. Man, I try to turn a penny to a million. But hey,